Hello and welcome back to All the Magic Arcane. Welcome back to our journey into the Arcane. Last episode, we scratched the surface of Primal Magick. Using these workbenches that you see behind me, it's a really cool mod. Now I've got a few things to take care of before we get going. I want to decorate our home and put down some paths and things. So let's get to it. Yeah, so to keep our build very simple, I'm still only really going to be using cobblestone and wood to decorate our home. We don't have that many materials at the moment. We're very early game. So just some paths, some logs, and some cobblestone stairs, and we have the area all decorated nicely. We've also come over here to our farm, and yeah, this guy doesn't have any fields. He's level 5, but he has nothing to farm. But now we've got leather and wheat, I was able to put down these 5 farmer fields. Pretty cool. Very nice. So we're going to have to decide what kind of crops we want to put in these fields, but I can imagine we won't have too much trouble deciding because yeah, these fields are going to be instrumental for helping us grow a lot of the magical crops we need for certain mods. Like, for example, do we need an example seed? No, we don't. So I'm thinking like Demon Dream seeds are a good one. We might need those for occultism. Now, you might notice that, yeah, I've removed all of those ugly chests and furnaces and the crafting table because, yeah, that was stinking up the town, making it look horrible, and I've moved everything down here. Now, this isn't a computer, but it's the next best thing. Look at this. So I've put some signs above, and everything in these chests is kind of organized. So if we're looking for seeds to put down, I guess we're looking in organics. So mandrake seeds, they could come in handy. I wonder if our farmer can plant those. That'd be pretty cool. Sage seeds from Hexarai, that sounds like something we could use. We're obviously going to need some wheat to feed our cows, so that's an important one too. We'll grab the Demon's Dream seeds, and that brings us to 4. So what is going to be the 5th material? Well, do you know what? I think we're going to leave the 5th one for now, because what I really want to do is track down some fluffy seeds. Fluffy seeds are incredible. You can use them to get fluffy puffs. Fluffy puffs are then used, if I can press that button, to make wool. You can make fluffy feathers, you can make fabric, and you can make string from this stuff. So it is, yeah, really useful. Oh man, rain. So let's go on the hunt, go and find some grass to break. We're looking for fluffy seeds, and these should be able to spawn from grass. Ow. Use an alchemist's glove to harvest this plant. Oh yeah, so you guys have mentioned that you want to see Alchemist's Garden in action. Somebody on the Discord was very keen for it. And we are going to be going through all of the magic mods that we can. The way we're going to do it though is a bit different to how we've done it before. Previously I'd try and do a whole mod in an episode, but it never really works out because if you do mods early in the game, you don't have the materials you need to finish the end game. But if you come back and do mods once you have all the materials in the game, then what's the point? What are you even doing the mod for? There's so much use you can get out of them. So we're going to try and split the mods up into doing the early game first. Once we've done all of the early games, we can then come back and do the late games. Anyway, fluffy seeds. Oh, what's this? Oh, oh yes, and there we go, fluffy seeds. 1 is all we need to get going. That should help us plant the rest. So there we go, the fields are all configured now. We've got Demon's Dream in here, wheat in the long field over here. This one is fluffy seeds, very good. Down here in the second long field, we have sage seeds from Hexarai, could come in handy. And the final seed we're going to go for is, where is it? Mandrake? Did I pick up the mandrake? There it is, mandrake seeds from Enchanted. I don't know if any of these are going to be useful, but at least when we get to them, we'll have a healthy selection. Select the mandrake seed and make it a 3x3. Great, now we'll give this to Scotty and he should be good to go. We can also kind of help him out by watering these crops. They do get watered with the watering can, and we can get some more seeds and give them to old Scotty. Scotty Too Hotty. There we go, Demon's Dream. Lovely. And you get these weird kind of green fish crackers. And you know what? We'll leave the farmer to it. So where were we? Well, we had Primal Magick on the go. We've analyzed a lot of stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to analyze all this stuff in my backpack because I want to get rid of this stuff. And analyzing just this chaff to dispose of it is way better than using a bin, right? As you'd expect, a lot of the modded seeds and things aren't compatible, but that's okay. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. So where were we? Yeah, the research table. We'll need some paper, and luckily enough, if I caught out the corner of my eye earlier, this, yeah, look at this. Oh my god, Snad is an incredible hack. We've got loads and loads of sugarcane now. This is going to make us like 1,000,000 paper. Again, this farm is something we could tidy up, but you know what, I'll do that later. I've got magic to be about. So a big old stack of paper on the right, and let's do some research. So the way I'm going to do this is, yeah, I'm going to try and do these quests. The Illagers have surely plundered some valuable arcane secrets. Show them that turnabout is fair play. So we have to get a crossbow and give it to them. Okay, crossbow isn't realistic. We'd have to find an Illager, so we're going to chance this one. Oh, we got it done. Very good. Too much work dulls the mind. Perhaps an idea will strike you if you take some time to stop and smell the roses. And it wants a jukebox. Oh man, now I can't remember the materials for a jukebox. Oh geez, a diamond? That's pricey. I don't mind losing that. This one's pretty simple though. Make a crafting bench. We can definitely do that. Grab these jungle logs, turn them into what we're looking for, which is the crafting bench. Go over here, tick the button, 100% guaranteed. Bam. So what we've got over here is now this is at number 1. We've leveled up. And as you can see, the chance to complete a project has actually gone down without the material. I can give the iron sword to the project though. There we go. And that guarantees 100%. But yeah, as you level this up, it gets harder to complete the projects without providing the materials. A more thorough analysis of your observations may yield surprising discoveries. It wants us to make an observation. Okay, we can do that. We can analyze some more things that we got in our backpack. We'll do a jungle thing. We'll do a crafting bench. Oh, 3 unknown affinity. That's pretty cool. So we did the observations. Complete the did we not? Oh, yeah, complete the project. Oh, that's brought us down 1 observation level. Good to know. And also there's some quests later on to provide even more stuff. So it's not just 1 request it asks for. So let's go down to our chest now, which has got all of our guidebooks in. Now this is pretty wild. This is how many guidebooks there are for different mods and things. We've got all of our books, all of our enchantments in here, and all of our scrolls. The big one from Primal Magick is, of course, the Grimoire. And my research table is in place, so now it's time to get to work. We haven't actually read about the research, and I feel like I really should have done that. But here the guide goes over research projects. The materials needed for a project will be listed at the bottom. Sometimes the material will be consumed, oh it's only sometimes, as part of completing the project. If this is the case, it will be marked with an exclamation point. Okay, cool. If the material is a block and it's not slated to be consumed, I don't even need to have it on my person. Simply having the block placed near the research table within 5 blocks will be good enough. That's pretty cool. Oh, so there's research aids we can put within 5 blocks that increase certain things. They also give us access to exclusive research. We've done this quest. So what's the next step? I formed my first theory. Here we go. This will definitely prove useful later in my studies. I should expect research projects to become more difficult. Yeah, we got that far, because we have exhausted the low-hanging fruit. Another useful application of my new ink is I can use it to create writable books. Okay, using only a small amount of material, this may come in handy should my inner poet resurface. So, oh man, we're making another research table? I thought we'd already made a research table. Ah, no we have, and it's just going over some of the bits. So I think we've kind of done theory crafting now. That is complete. Good to know. what should we do next? Well, linguistics. What about those little libraries that we found around, those little white libraries? Yeah, here we go. There are libraries around the world. I wonder if I could learn to study these languages. Think of the knowledge I could unlock. Well, okay, we've done whatever it needs. We've read one of the unique books, and we've got an observation done, so we can complete this quest. I was right! They did leave writings behind. So these writings, the books that we find, are from like ancient civilizations that have some good knowledge about magic. Aha! So the next step for researching books is making a scribe's table, a place from which I can study these ancient languages. Very cool. It costs experience to study a book, but will earn me some new vocabulary. Oh, right, so you slowly learn the different words from the different civilizations. That's really cool. So there's 3 different modes to this scribe's table that'll let me learn the language and stuff, and one of them lets me transcribe a work, so basically duplicate a book. There's a linguistics section in the grimoire to keep track of your languages, so how do you make a scribe's table? This looks pretty simple. Book and quill, bookshelf, wooden table. We have pretty much access to all of this, so let's get going. We're going to need some oak logs, we're going to need some feathers. Do you know what? It looks like feathers are going to be a real issue for us unless we get a chicken farm. I do have the means to get feathers from chickens using the Forcecraft shears. So if I can go over to organics, grab the eggs we have, 7, get some building materials to make like a very primitive chicken coop. We'll just use some cobblestone walls. For now, that should do. I don't know if chickens can escape cobblestone walls. They can jump pretty high. And we'll put the chickens over here near to the cows. We're not looking for like a big area, but a reasonably sized area to keep our chickens. Yeah, it doesn't need to be big. Like, it really doesn't need to be big. And we don't even need to be able to get inside of it. But the moment of truth, can a chicken escape one of these things? Oh, sorry, chicken. Oh, he's trying to get away, but he can't. Now, as unlucky as we are, we only got 1 chicken, which means we can't breed them. However, I do still remember where that chicken farmer's hut was. Over here, so maybe we can go and borrow some chickens. Ah, yes, my lovely chickaboo friends. I have, where is it? My force shears somewhere. Let's skin you of your feathers and steal your eggs. So the force shears, we've got a couple of eggs. Sneak our way inside here. Whoops. And let's grab ourselves some feathers. We're also going to grab ourselves a chicken. Come here, you. We're not going to shear him because they can't be bred if they don't have feathers on, which makes sense. Slash home, and away we go. Just throw this in here with the other chicken. And we're golden. So it's a bookshelf, it's a wood table, and it is a book and quill for the scribe's table. The book and quill could be where we're in trouble. We've got the books, we've got the feathers. We don't have any ink sacs. We have black dye, but getting an actual ink sac means we have to actually kill a squid. Oh, that's so annoying. Well, do you know what? If we hit the river and travel along it long enough, we're bound to find a squid. So let's do it. Also, my dudes, on our travels, let's see if we can find one of those Primal Magic libraries, because we could use some of the books that are in there to go home with and start our research. Man, do you know what? As libraries go, this thing is pretty small. I mean, what is this? A library for ants? Either way, we're going to want these books. I haven't got much backpack space, but I probably have enough. We'll just grab a whole bunch of books, fill up on these. They don't stack, but yeah. We'll need some room for a squid ink or 2, so I'm also going to toss away some of these organics. My organics chest is pretty full to the brim back at home, which is not ideal. Let's have a sleep and go and find some squid. So there are a lot of pixies over here. Oh my god, whoa! Look at this! It's a tiny pixie village! Look at this! Oh, they got little pixie houses. That is so cool! Oh my god. What can we do with this? Ice and fire. It's a spruce pixie hovel. Okay, now I don't want to break these. I have a feeling that if I smash somebody's house, we're going to get a very angry pixie that comes and kicks our butts. Now, apparently, in the early versions of this mod pack, these pixies would steal your items, which is never a fun time. But that's good to know. All right, well, let's get back on the hunt for squid. Okay, my dude, so we arrive home with some ink sacs. I've got 11. Anyway, let's get on with it. So we're looking to make a scribe's table. We'll put this on the left so it's easy to find. There we go. We want a book and quill. We've got a book, or at least enough to make another one. We'll need a feather in the bottom, then the ink sac to the right of it. And we have a book and quill. Perfect. Combine this with the wooden table, and the last thing we need is the bookshelf. And we have a scribe's table. Oh, there we go. So we're going to put this over here. Oh my god, it looks a lot like the research table, doesn't it? And let's get started. So we've got a whole bunch of books that we found in the Primal Magick library. These green ones are ancient lunaries, which I guess is moon magic, which is good for us. No, wait, it's all in ancient lunaries, except some of it, which is cultist cant and Sanskrit. Oh, and there's hydroglyphic as well. Well, we're going to start with lunaries, because I like the idea of lunaries. The modes are study vocabulary, gain comprehension. Oh, whoa, look at this. So there's like a whole moon talent tree. Ah, that looks really cool. And to do this, you need to have vocabulary. So you get vocabulary, you spend it to gain comprehension, and you can transcribe works to duplicate books, if you find a really good book, I suppose. So we'll start with study vocabulary. Now this does cost XP, which is why it's so painful that I lost so much XP early in the playthrough, but we'll give it a go. Now this seems a little bit odd. You can use one level to gain one vocabulary, but costs for XP are exponential. So if you spend 3, it's more like you're spending like 5. So we'll try spending 1. Ah, no, I see. Right, so with a book, you can learn the 1, the 2, and the 3, and then the book is spent. Yeah, there we go. So we've studied it 3 times, we put it back, and yeah, there's nothing we can do with that book. That book is now cooked. We can put another one in though, learn 1 level, and that's given us 4 ancient lunaries vocabulary. Okay, pretty cool. So I'm not sure if it's worth destroying these books that we've completely studied from. What I should do is make 2 chests, and I'll do that right now. We're going to have a chest for studied books and a chest for non-studied books. So there we go, we've got unstudied texts over here, which we'll put all of our texts in. Like that, and then the finished books, and we have this 1 lunaries book. Cool, so let's do some more lunar books, because I'm all about the moon, and all about the moon. Yeah, I just love the moon. So now we've learned some vocabulary and have some vocabulary points, some currency to spend. Can we gain comprehension? Well, we've got this studied book. We can still use the studied book, even though we've studied with it, because we're not looking to get vocabulary now, we're looking to gain comprehension. So, unlock limited comprehension of ancient lunaries. Man, there's so much to this mod. It's really in-depth. It looks like it could potentially be very grindy as well. But we start here, I guess, click on this, and we've unlocked the next 3 choices. Ah, man, this is really cool. So we have 3 points left, and I'm not quite sure what I should be moving towards. Unlocks trivial permanent moon. I don't know what a trivial permanent is, but it does sound pretty cool. You can also unlock theory points. Oh man, there's so much to this. Well, we're going to go south, down here, for 1. Then we're going to unlock minor comprehension of get some stuff. We'll go here, and we've kind of run out of vocabulary now, so we haven't quite got the permanent, but that's pretty cool. Let's try this book that's written in ancient cultist cant. So yeah, this has its own comprehension table that looks very different. Oh, someone's drinking, which means it's nighttime. But that's really cool. Now, again, we're kind of boned here. Oh my god, why are your llamas in the bedroom? You crazy freak. So we are locked behind experience points at this point, so what we could do is try and hand in some more quests. That's given us a nice amount of XP and some free rewards. Starlight Story, Demon Dream Fruit, an Emerald and an Oak Log. Very cool. Whoa, and that's given us 12 levels. So with that in mind, we can grab out some more Lunaries books. Let's get the ones we haven't studied yet. Ancient Lunaries, Ancient Lunaries, Ancient Lunaries. And let's just learn all of the things we can, all of the vocabulary. So get rid of Cultist Cant. And study these books. There we go. Study this one. 1, 2, 3. And a final point over here from this book. 1. Now we can gain comprehension and learn some more of these. So now we've got the trivial permanent moon. Okay, we'll get some theory over here by clicking on this one. This is going to give us another trivial permanent. And then clicking over here, we can get some more ancient lunaries. I don't really know what we're unlocking here, but it does feel like we're attuning ourselves to the moon and learning moon magic, which is always good, I suppose. And we'll also get this reading comprehension 5. So now we have comprehension of 74% on a book. So in theory, I should be able to start to read these now. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at this. I'm this left, but I need to get the something down. My right. Okay, I mean, we still have no idea what this could be. It could be the secrets to an amazing spell. It could even be a complaint about a delivery of poor quality copper. Who knows at this point? We need to learn these books more, but this is really cool. So open up the grimoire. What have we done now? We've unlocked quite some cool stuff. Yeah, linguistics is complete. Next up, oh my god, attunements, an introduction to mana weaving. Attunements is all about the concept of attunement. Find out more about what this means. From what I can tell, the study and use of, man, this mod is so complex. There's just so much to this mod. It is a very complicated system. But it looks like the mod is finally talking about learning spells. Learning a new spell or recipe in my grimoire will sometimes permanently increase my attunement to the relevant source. Right, so if we learn moon spells, we get attuned to moon magic. And I really want to focus on the moon for this series. I mean, it feels like we got loads of moon books anyway. So we've read about attunements, and that wasn't really a quest, it was just about reading. Next up, introduction to mana weaving. Integrating mana into my crafting process should be the next goal. Right now, finally using mana in my crafts. Oh man, yeah, look at this, doing these quests. So I believe I've unlocked a new magical discipline, which I've taken to calling mana weaving. Oh man, like the one power. There's a new section in the book all about mana weaving. Show me. Oh my god. There's so much to this mod, but that is really exciting. So mana weaving, basic mana weaving. Is this casting spells? Is this a spell casting thing? You need a wand on hand in order to channel mana into the pieces sometimes. So far I've come up with a simple design that uses quartz to separate mana into streams. So this is a different kind of wand. Our magical stick was for sucking things out of the environment. Is this a different kind of wand? So we'll need iron nuggets, we'll need a kind of dust, which we have, a moon dust, and we need quartz silver. I think this is a kind of material we can find while mining. Maybe. Ah no, not quartz silver, a quartz sliver, which is just nether quartz. Right, so this is the point where we have kind of hit the roof. We need to go to the nether to progress this quest. Unless there's another way of us getting quartz, but I don't think there is. What else? So that's mana weaving, and we can't get quartz until we go to the nether. So we're kind of capped there. There's mana charges, mana tinged arrows, all looks very cool. What about fundamentals? Yeah, here we go. So terrestrial magic. The 5 sources of magic are Earth, Sea, Sky, Sun, and the Moon. I think this is just a role-playing chapter. But the core of it is, the more you use a certain kind of magic, the more in tune you become with it. So let's look into the moon. Source the moon. Through sacrifice and study, exploration and investigation, the secrets of moon magic are revealed to us. Right, so what we have to do now is find some moonwood and some mushrooms. Now I might have some mushrooms lying around. I know I dug up some moonwood earlier. Let's check organics. Now there's no moonwood in here. There's aurum saplings. There is a moonwood sapling, so we can plant that. We'll need some bone for bone meal as well. But I'm not seeing any kind of mushroom in here, so we're also going to have to find some mushrooms. I'm sure we can do that. So we'll do that, I suppose. But let's plant this moonwood sapling. Put it down, use the bone meal. I'm sure this must be bone meal, right? It's not going to be anything special. Oh yeah, and the moonwood log is a weird kind of tree. This is like see-through. But we're going to chop the log down, get that lovely, lovely moonwood. But we're halfway there. Now we need to find some kind of mushroom. Well, we did make a market last episode to try and help us get fluffy seeds. It didn't work, but we might actually be able to get some mushrooms. White mushroom seed. Yeah, look at this. The white mushroom seed does get us what we need, I think. So we'll trade 1 emerald for 1 white mushroom seed. Very good. We won't bother using our farm. We'll just dig, well, I guess we're just going to make another garden over here. And let's grow ourselves some white mushrooms. There we go. Not exactly a big farm, but we have the white mushroom seed down now. We can grow this up with the watering can. Oh, look at the speed of that. Very nice. And this is a cool way to get around needing white mushrooms, because usually to find mushrooms can actually be really hard. They're often in really awkward places in the world. Yeah, there we go. Look at these lovely mature mushrooms. So we'll leave the rest to grow. Let's go and use these mushrooms with the moonwood logs to complete the quest. So we can open the grimoire now, and we've got both of the bits. We also need some more observation knowledge. We need to have witnessed the moonlight filtered through the forest trees. Wow, now that is the craziest quest I think I've ever done in Minecraft. And we need to spend moon mana. How do we even spend moon mana? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, step by step, let's do this. So open up the grimoire, and yes, okay, so that's step 1 complete, step 2 complete. The next step must be discovered. Witness the moonlight filtered through the forest trees. So we're going to have to find a forest. Well, we're currently actually in a forest biome. This is a forest biome. So we really just need to wait for nighttime and look at the sky. Okay, sure. It's going to be a dangerous night. We're going to have to live through the night. So our colonists are going to be in danger. But you know what? They're used to that, right? You know, they're ready for that. But we can't do that until nighttime. So can we do something else in the meantime? Moon mana spent. Now, this is a tricky one. I don't actually know how to spend moon mana. Aha, here we go. Right, yeah. So sorcery. Actually casting spells. Crafting is all well and good, but there must be a way to use mana to affect the world. We've got to spend this moon mana. I'm going to need to get some research done, some more observations. Man, it's always about the observations, isn't it? Well, I can just go through, like, building materials. I got loads of stuff in here. So let's do some observations. Oh, also, it's nighttime, my dudes. So we should probably capitalize on that and go and look at the moon through the forest. Through the trees, we look at the moon, and it's a good-looking moon. Not gonna lie. 10 out of 10. Would swipe right on that moon for sure. But if we open up the grimoire, does the game think we've actually looked at the moon? Witness the moonlight filtered through the forest trees. I mean, we're looking at the moon. There is moonlight. There we go. Okay, yeah. We've looked at the moon through the forest trees, and we feel enlightened. Excellent stuff. Done. We've completed it, and so now all we need to do is spend the mana. So spending the mana is going to be tricky, but luckily enough, the grimoire has unlocked Introduction to Sorcery. Here we go. And this is where we learn how to actually do some magic. So we've done the observation to unlock this. The discipline of sorcery is now open to me. This will allow me to use mana to change the world to my will. So spellcasting is all about visualizing what you want to see, okay? I freeze in my mind what I want to do, then I take a scroll, speak a word of power, the scroll will be consumed, small price to pay, and I do some magic? Maybe? But yeah, to create a spell, I'll need to use a spellcrafting altar, just like the one I've designed. Wait, what? I haven't designed a spellcrafting altar. Once the characteristics of the spell are settled, I have to take a wand, place it onto the altar, use it to spend mana to scribe the spell into a scroll. Well, okay, making a scroll is very simple. It's just sticks and paper. Okay, pretty cool. And the spellcrafting altar is also very simple. We need some marble, but I think the white structures we found around the world were made of marble. So let's go and grab some of that marble and make a spellcrafting altar. Yeah, here we go. So I didn't grab any of this before because, well, why would I? But there we go. That is almost 2 stacks of marble. Let's go home and put it to good use. So we get 2 sticks there, we put paper along the middle, and we get a spell scroll. Then we surround that spell scroll with marble. There's no mana cost to make this, which is pretty good, and we have a spellcrafting altar. Amazing! We can put this... Oh, we are running out of space over here, but I think we'll be okay. We'll put it here for now. Oh man, look at this thing. This thing looks really cool. A spellcrafting altar. Oh my god, wow. Okay. This mod is so in-depth, there's an insane amount to this mod. Now it looks like the only spell I can make at the moment is either touch or self, and the payload is earth damage. Okay, well I don't want to make an earth spell because I need to spend moon mana. So the question is, how do I learn different spell payloads? Oh no, my dudes, so we have to learn spell payloads, frost and lightning, before we can even look at spell payloads lunar and solar. I guess moon magic and sun magic is classed as advanced sorcery, but it looks like these are just unlocks to do with observation. So if I complete this, I gain access to frost magic. Yeah, okay, very cool. Yes, now we've unlocked payload lunar. So I need to do some more observations. Man, it's always with the observations in this mod. And there we go, 1 observation down. So we can go in here, learn spell payload lunar, and there we go, we can make a moon spell. Oh, so lunar energy saps the strength from creatures. Who knew? A moon damage spell will do comparable damage to an earth spell, but it also weakens the target instead of knocking it back. That's pretty cool. So we can set this to touch, lunar damage, and we'll keep it at power 1 duration 0 because we want to make this a cheap spell just so we can spend some moon mana. So then I put the wand somewhere. We call it lunar hand. Yeah, we'll call it lunar finger actually because it's not really a full hand, is it? Add a blank spell scroll, so we'll have to make one of those. We create the scroll of lunar finger. And now we have a spell we can cast. So what are we going to cast this on? Well, let's cast it on Kenzel Devotee because he's unemployed.
Problem?
Oh, did we do it? Did we get him? I think we did. I think he's weakened now. However, casting that spent the spell scroll. All of that effort to make a spell scroll, we got 1 cast out of it, and it's gone. That seems like a bit of a rip. Oh my god, we've got to spend 100 moon mana. We built an entire scroll to cast a spell once, and we're at 1 of 100. That's nuts. There's so much to this mod. It's the grindiest thing I've ever done, but it's so deep. There's so much to this mod. I really do enjoy it. But enough of Primal Magic for now. We've had our fill of staring at analysis benches and reading books. I'm just so tired. I'm so done. What I want to do now is make a start on my first big building. And let me show you what we're going to make a start on. All of the previous builds we've had from Mine Colonies are very simple. They all use cobblestone and oak because they're very simple to get. But now we're at a point in the game where we can start using more difficult materials. And that, I think, is why we're finally ready to make a start on our Wizard's Tower. It's in scans, it's the tower base, and oh man, this is a big one. Let's get a bird's eye view so we can see what's going on. So here it is, my dudes, we have climbed the tower, and oh yeah, this is not a small build. Look at the size of this insanity. But this is going to be the start of our mage tower. Now it's only the first level at the moment, the very ground floor, the base of the tower. That's why in scans it's called Tower Base. Now if you want to get your hands on this schematic, Patreon and YouTube members can find all of the schematics from all of my builds on the Discord server. So hop in and you'll have access to that channel and you can download it and use it yourself. But let's find a position for this. It's pretty big and it's going to need a fair amount of room to get built properly. We can right click, press tick, give it to Arctic Raznik, and let's take a look at some of the materials. So this uses oak and cobblestone, but it uses advanced forms. It uses a lot of stone bricks. We're at the level where we can mine deep slate now, down in the mine, so it uses a lot of polished deep slate. There's some dirt, 4 campfires, deep slate bricks, polished deep slate, oak slabs, oak stairs, and oak fence. So even though this is a bit more of an advanced building, it is still very basic and very achievable. The amount of blocks you need is not a small amount, like 1,100 stone bricks. That's a lot of stone bricks. But with some furnaces running, you can definitely achieve that. So we're going to say build building and leave our builder to it. So before we can actually come over to build this, we're going to have to find a means to do a lot of smelting. So for now, this build is on pause, but it means that next episode we can start the episode with the time lapse of the tower being built. So I can't wait to show you what that tower looks like, because it is a real badass structure. So my dudes, a massive thank you for watching this episode of Journey into the Arcane. We did a lot of Primal Magick this episode, but you know what? The mod is really fun. It's really intuitive and it's really fun to play. But it is also really book heavy, and I imagine you guys have gotten quite tired of watching me just read a book for almost the entire episode. There's a lot of depth to it, and I will be playing more of it, but I think we're going to try and move on to something else for now, because it is also a very grindy mod indeed. I do want to get further down it, but I'm going to try and spare you guys from some of the boredom of watching all of the book reading. But don't forget to hit like and subscribe, drop any comments you have or questions or queries about anything you've seen in the mod. And until next episode, take care, my dudes.